everybody and welcome to another Magical Moon video. We are again in the laundry. It has become our favourite place because it is probably the most organised area on the whole farm. And that is what I love.
It's lovely, and we're beside that beautiful washing machine, so what could be better? Today we're going to talk about identification.
We are passports and horses. It sounds a bit boring, but hang on, I think you'll be really interested. This little thing here is a microchip reader, and what we have here in front of us is only a mere small amount of the passports that are attached to all of the horses on the property, but also our past horses, our deceased horses. But with this, we're going to work a little bit of magic.
Yeah, and hopefully our new arrivals, Sweet Pea and Eeyore, it's actually, like Jenny said earlier, it's completely unknown territory because we've never had an animal come to us that has no paperwork. So they might be microchipped, so we'll take you along to see that. And we're also going to go to the lovely Captain Jack Sparrow, and he has a bit of paperwork. But normally what you get is an ID booklet or a document or a passport. And what that enables you to do is identify the animal with a nice little diagram, the markings, the different significant or the bits
like
which, anything which distinguishes them, and they are marked down, and it's also written down and an approximate age. So if they don't have a breeding or if they're completely unknown, the vet will come out, will look at the animal and will make all these marks, and then he signs it off to say that these marks are relevant to the animal that he's looking at. He then puts a description and signs it, and what that means is that can then go on with that animal and any vaccinations or any history.
Stay with them for their future, and that's what you'd hope. Few of our horses here have actually got duplicate passports because we've had to go and find them. Campho Z being one of them, we had to have DNA drawn on him to prove he was Campho Z, the mighty Campho Z that he is. And he actually has 3 passports and 2 microchips.
And yeah,
he needs a whole video. He needs a whole video with him, just us explaining, because it's quite confusing, his story. But what we will do is take you now to go and see Jack and Eeyore and Sweet Pea. And also on the 21st, Mr. Jack Sparrow is having quite a
awkward operation.
Yeah, let's just say, as you all know. So he's going to be gelded, and when the vet comes, we're going to ask them to look at the paperwork to potentially do the donkeys. But again, it's new territory for us because we've never had a donkey. We're not quite sure what it is, but what we do know is there are no paperwork with them. But you never know, they might have
a microchip.
Little microchips. Have a look.
Let's go. So on the way past, Jenny couldn't wait to test out the new microchip reader, and we're going to see if the legend that is Campho Z really does have 2 microchips. So let's do it. So we always knew that he was special, but just how special? He does indeed have 2 microchips. The first one is his original one, which is just here, and that ends in 9196. And the other one is there, and it's completely different. And we know that because we had to re-identify him. As Jenny said, we had all DNA tests done, and he has those 2 passports, so he has both of those. But we know his true identity, and we gave that back to him. So that's a whole different story in itself. But yeah, a little bit kind of spine tingling, really, to just see it for yourself and understand what that means. But as I say, that's another day. So it's good news, little Captain Jack Sparrow is who he says he is. And it's lovely that, yeah, we've got the paperwork and we know it marries up. So it's good news. Tomorrow we're off to Pompadour, which is one of the national studs, and it's where they do all the registration. And it's about 40 minutes down the road. There's a beautiful castle there that some of you might have seen in a previous video, but it's where we're going to do all the registration. So we're going to go there in person to save the online shenanigans. Let's go and see the donkeys. So I'm with the lovely Eeyore, and as you can see, he's come dressed today as a bale of shavings, and we're going to check. We're almost sure he hasn't got one, but you never know. He was only 8 weeks when he arrived. Well, we'll just have a little look and then we'll get on with Mum. No, we know who you are, though, don't we? So I'm with the lovely Sweet Pea. She's still very, very cautious. She's still a bit nervy. She's getting better all the time, but even then she still has those moments where she's a bit guarded, and that's one of the reasons we've waited until she's settled a bit, and we're going to get the vet to do a pregnancy test just to confirm whether or not she is or isn't. And then obviously we're going to talk to the vet about having Eeyore having the snip. So and we think Jenny's got a plan that Eeyore might be able to hang out with Captain Jack Sparrow, so I think they're going to be a real pair. Let's just check her for a microchip. Good boy. Good girl. Shh, good girl. So as I said, he's come dressed as a bale of shavings, but he's been out for a little leg stretch. And an interesting fact is that donkeys aren't waterproof, so their natural coat isn't like the horses, and it doesn't provide them with that protection. So we keep him out and keep her out of the rain as much as possible, but just needs to go and have a little kick his heels up, and we bring him in. So we've got a bit damp, but he's coming in, he's had a roll, and that will aid his drying, and then he'll return to being that beautiful little fluffy ball of love. Also, some people have mentioned about his eyebrows, which are slightly large. It's not an issue, and if it was, of course, we'd trim it, but it actually provides a bit of shade and a bit of protection for his eyes, and he can see. He only needs to put his head up, and it's just like having a bit of a dodgy fringe, but he wears it very well. So it's just all part of him being who he is and his particular breed. And yeah, he's very, very getting much better at being touched all over, and it's all just part of the handling, and yeah, just getting used to a lot of loving. Won't be long, then you'll have to go and pair up with your mate Jack.
Okay, so we're back in. It has really got a little bit chilly out there now, so it's nice to be out of the wind, but
Yeah.
it was interesting.
I think, well, kind of spine tingling when we actually, for the first time ourselves, scanned Cantho, because obviously we knew, as we said, his story, and that's to come in future episodes. So watch this space. It's going to be very, very interesting and a real game changer.
Yeah, no, it's got lots to it, but that's why we don't want to sort of just go through it quickly. In a nutshell, just so not to leave you hanging, we were told about Cantho. Cantho was had another name. He was checked out by a vet. It turned out he wasn't the horse they thought he was. They scanned him, found 2 microchips, and when they looked up the microchip, the second microchip, they discovered who he really was. He was then, we were then contacted and asked if we could take him, and to have him shipped over here. He's now got 3 passports. He's had DNA taken. I've got a vet report and file. Yeah, there's an awful lot gone into giving Camfo back his name, but he deserves it, and he's one of the most important reasons, isn't he? Like, he really has.
He's going to be a massive flagship. He's a real demonstration of what the future holds for the legacy of legends and what we want to put in place for the horses. So it all intertwines, but it is a bit involved, and it really, really deserves, as Jenny said, a video all of his own.
He does a real story. And also, I want to make him look a little bit prettier because he's a bit muddy at the moment.
On the plus note, Captain Jack is who we thought he is. The other side of it, as you saw, the donkeys don't have any ID, so that's something we're going to discuss with the vet when he comes. In the meantime, I'm off back to a hospital. Stepdad, Tony, is still in hospital. He's still got that bit of pneumonia. He is 84, my mum's 82, and mum's having an extended stay here. So we're just moving things around. At the moment, it's just a case of monitoring and seeing how Tony is. So we'll keep you updated. But yeah, Jenny and Toby and all the boys, everyone's clubbed together. And we're just, we're, as we do here, we're kind of moving on. And that's really, I was saying before, I said to my mum, and she said about being a burden. And of course, for us, family's family. And we're used to adapting. We have the old people's home that are the legends, all the animals here, and that never kind of changing situation when something always happens. And so we're quite used to...
we're sort of always running, something always thrown in the middle of it. It just makes it more exciting, Nanny Bibi and Tony.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. We're enjoying having you for a little bit. But tomorrow, Nanny Bibi, I hope you're doing your job, which is wrapping a certain little man's presents for us, because we have another birthday. Woohoo!
Yeah, it's all go. It is the lovely Rupert Moon. It's his 8th birthday, and I think he's going to be really excited to share it with you, as we are. So
he's
look forward to that. He is, 8.
I know,
just like
incredible.
that.
He was born here, so we've been here 9 years now. He was actually born here in a French hospital, and I didn't speak any French, and it was really quite an unusual situation, I'm not going to lie.
But it's been a steep learning curve.
It was an amazing thing. And then we went on to have another little Oscar Robin, so we can watch him grow with his beautiful curly hair.
And you guys too.
Yeah, so thank you very much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow at Chateau Pompadour.
At the beautiful National Stud. So see you
Hopefully
then.
the weather's with us.
Yeah. Lots of love.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.